So in my live 2 weeks ago, I had one of my subscribers ask me if I could do a video on a topic that they chose, and they said 10 fragrances that women can't get enough of. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today, talking about 10 fragrances. I have a mix of indie designer and niche today that women can't get enough of, whether it's on themselves or on their man. We're going to be talking about mostly the man here, but 10 fragrances women can't get enough of. That's what we're talking about today. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud. Thank you guys so much for joining me for yet another video where I'm going to be going through and talking about some fragrances. Duh, I'm a fragrance channel. But before we get into it, if you like my content, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Everybody else on your way and hit that like. Comment below. Let me know some of your fragrances that your woman, girlfriend, wife, whatever, someone that you're interested in that they can't get enough of. And today we're going to be talking about 10 fragrances that women around me can't get enough of, whether it is my wife or girls at work or whatever it might be, but mostly my wife. But with that said, I'm going to start it out with a banger and then end it off with a banger. So this one, as soon as I got a decant of it in last year, my wife was absolutely obsessed with it. Every time I wear it, I get somebody, mostly her or whatever it might be, saying, hey, what are you wearing? I've even had guys ask me, like at the post office, what are you wearing, man? That smells great. This is INITIO's Side Effect. INITIO's Side Effect is one of the best boozy, spicy winter and fall fragrances out there. It has a nice creamy tone to it, but it's boozy. It has this nice dark rum. It has a nice cinnamon tone to it. It has a bunch of different spices mixed together, but again, outweighed by that cinnamon. It has a bit of booze. It has a nice woody nuance under there, a bit of vanilla. It is just creamy. It's sweet, but it's masculine. It is just absolutely amazing. Yes, this is unisex leaning masculine, but as soon as you smell this, you know, I don't know what woman would wear this fragrance. This is definitely for men, but every time I wear it, my wife's always just like, wow. And now that I say that, I actually misplaced a fragrance that I should have put in this video because it's more about my wife, and that is Polo Cologne Intense. So I'm going to throw that into this mixture. I didn't do that because I forgot it, but every time I wear that, my wife is just like, what the fuck are you wearing? That smells amazing. And so with that said, I didn't put that in this video. I forgot, so don't blame me. This is, again, INITIO's Side Effect. Sweet, boozy, spicy, really, really nice fragrance. If you can get your hands on a decant, definitely try that out. Women cannot get enough of that. I know if you want something sweet, sexy, deep, and alluring, that is what you should definitely go with. Going to the next one, this one is a complete shocker to me because I actually just went right by it for like 10 years. I tried out all the other ones and I owned all the other ones in the line. I even owned the boutique ones in the line. I always pass this one up because just based on the look, I just always thought I wouldn't like it. No idea why. But this is the original Chanel Allure Homme. This I got last year, and man, is this stuff good. I mean, it's so good that I feel like wearing it as my scent of the day. 5 sprays. Actually, let's do 6. 1 on the back to get that sillage. But I'm telling you, I always thought that this was going to be vintage and old man-ish. No, don't like barbershop, which is not my style. Don't know why I thought that. I honestly couldn't tell you. But Chanel's Allure Homme is nothing like that. It's basically if you take Allure Homme Sport, make it a bit deeper, and add it in peach. There is peach in this, but it doesn't come off feminine because of that peach. And the peach is so well blended that even to some like amateur noses, you might be able to not notice it was peach. But it still has that sweet aromatic tone throughout the fragrance. It still has a bit of that woodiness in the dry down. But then you add in a bit of this fruitiness from the peach. And that is where this fragrance really dominates the line. And I honestly think it is the best one in the line outside of the Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. And I'm not talking about Edition Blanche either. I mean, this is right up there with those three. I could interchange either of the three for the #1 spot. It's just this one, it lasts the longest in the entire line. You would think the Eau de Toilette would project the best, but not last the longest. But this one projects just as well as any of the other ones, for longer than the other ones, and it lasts 7 hours, which is more than any other Allure Homme in the entire line. So the Allure Homme Eau de Toilette, definitely it is a hidden gem. It is just hidden out there. It is the cheapest one that you can find in the line because it is the Eau de Toilette, so you should definitely try it out. Get to your Macy's, try out the Allure Homme. If you've, just like me, and passed it up for so long, get out there and try it. I'm telling you, my wife is obsessed with that fragrance. I like to wear that out of the shower because after I'm done outside doing my walk or run or whatever, I come back in, I spray it on after my shower, and she's always just like, ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Even my daughter really likes it. I know I wear it to work. It's a very work-safe fragrance, and the girls there really like it too. And my wife knows them. They're friends. So just an FYI, there's nothing bad going on there. Going into the next one. This is more of a women's personal thing. This, again, like I said in the beginning of the video, there was going to be one that I'm throwing in here that women can't get enough of, because I'm not just talking about on men, but also women. There's a reason why this type of DNA has been just cloned throughout existence. This is MFK's Baccarat Rouge 540. It's that burnt cotton candy. I mean, they say that, but it's the saffron. And the saffron in this has been it has this burnt cotton candy smell to it because of the way that it's mixed together with the other notes in the fragrance. It also is a bit woody. This is obviously a lot higher quality than the other things that you have that are cloning it. I know Ariana Grande's Cloud is one of the most worn fragrances out there, and guess what? It is inspired by fragrance of this one. Well, this one is much better. It is a lot more expensive. This size is $209 on Venba Fragrance, which is a huge, steep discount based on the retail price of it. I mean, it does smell great, and I do have to say, if you have a bottle of this or anything cloning it and you just don't get uses out of it, layer it as a base layer under Sauvage, Aventus, Cologne, Aventus, Absolute Aventus. Really, any of those creeds, layer on top of it, great. Any blue fragrance, layers on top of it, great. Just any type of blue or fresh, spicy, masculine fragrance, layer it on top of this, and then you'll get some wears out of it, or any of the clones. But that is Baccarat Rouge 540, and it lasts 10 plus hours. Actually, a really good fragrance. But I don't wear it by itself anymore. It's played out, honestly. With that said, this one is also an amazing fragrance, and it's not played out because hardly anybody even knows it exists. It is an indie fragrance by the House of Copperstill. This is Copperstill XXX Watermelon Shine. I wonder what's in this fragrance. So Copperstill is based on a moonshine-based fragrance line, and so this is supposed to be watermelon moonshine. I do have to say, though, it's not very boozy. This has two factors to it. The first hour to hour and a half of the fragrance is strictly juicy-ass watermelon. Like if you cut a watermelon in half and just legit stuck your face and went, it's exactly what it smells like. It smells like a fresh, juicy-ass watermelon. It smells amazing. If you're looking for a watermelon fragrance, look no further than this guy right here. Copperstill XXX Watermelon Shine is the watermelon fragrance to buy, whether you're a girl or a guy. It does not matter. While I do think that this is unisex leaning masculine when it gets to the dry down, the opening, it's watermelon. Watermelon can be worn on a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have a synthetic tone in its entire core. This is a fresh-ass, juicy watermelon. Even though, I mean, obviously it's hard to synthesize like natural watermelon, it smells super, super natural. Whatever they did to it, they distilled it, whatever they did a fantastic job over at Copperstill with this watermelon oil. And then as you get to the dry down, there's only one facet that really just mixes in. You get a bit of this boozy tone, a bit, like a really touch of booze. And then you get some sassafras. And what is sassafras? Well, I don't know what sassafras itself smells like, but I know that it is the key ingredient in root beer. And whenever you put this together, the dry down almost comes off like a watermelon root beer. And I know that sounds weird, but when you smell it and you get to the dry down, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not like a full watermelon root beer, like, oh yeah, I know, because obviously who the hell makes a watermelon root beer? But I'm telling you, Triple X Watermelon Shine starts out fresh, juicy watermelon. After a while, it gets a bit of this root beer factor in the background underneath the watermelon. That's all I'm saying. It's a really nice fragrance. I would give this like a 9, so I think you should definitely try it. There's a reason why the bottle is almost empty. And it's a smaller bottle, and it does run for like $90 or $100, but it's a really, really good fragrance. I'm telling you, if you like juicy watermelon, try it out. I don't know if they have decants, but my wife loves that. She likes wearing it for herself. She likes when I wear it. I mean, every time that I wear it, I went to Giant Eagle the other day, and the cashier, she even said, wow, you smell great. What are you wearing? Is that like a hand sanitizer, or is that a perfume, or what is it? I was like, it's a fragrance. It's really good, isn't it? She's like, yeah, I know. And I had to write it down for her to get it. So anyway, going to the next one. This is a new pickup of mine, and this is one that kind of blends two of my favorite fragrances from the same line together on top of a bit of gin and tonic. This is Micallef Gin and Tonic, or GNTONIC. See, it's a really beautiful bottle. It has this glass etched. It has this like porcelain cap. Well, the cap, don't pick it up from it. Really nice atomizer, a little bit slightly pressurized. But the fragrance itself reminds me of if you took Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche, that fresh pickled ginger, like Ambroxan-ish style fragrance, and smashed it together with Lacoste Blanc Eau Intense from the year after, which is kind of that sharper turmeric, spicy fragrance that is more for the spring and summer as well. Smash those two together. If you smelled both and you get this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. My wife loves Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche. I love Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche. It's part of that, but it also mixes together with that intense. It's green, fresh, spicy, almost has an Ambroxan feeling again. It has that citrus ginger rolling it as that citrus dissipates, replaces with the woods. It lasts about 7 hours. Great fragrance, and it's running at, with the code Micallef35, you get 35% off on Venba, running around $162, which really nice price. If you're looking for that fragrance, definitely try it out first if you haven't already. But going into the next one, this is going into the cheap realm, but I don't care if it's cheap or whether it's not. I mean, good fragrances are good fragrances. This is up the realm of kind of like their version of the Invictus, Rasasi Hawas, but doing its own thing. It is a great anytime fragrance for the gym, out of the shower, whatever it might be. This is Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct Together. This fragrance, it has that fruity, aquatic, but it has a bit of citrus in there. It has its own style of DNA. It's still bubblegum, but it also has this fresh, almost ozonic feeling to it, but it has that slightly, it's like a citrus take on Invictus. It still has the apple, still has the lavender. Very, very, very beautiful fragrance. It's a mass appealing fruity aquatic. So you've smelled this type of DNA before, but honestly, of that style of DNA, this is probably one of the best out there. And I know I've sprayed the Rasasi Hawases on. I've sprayed the Invictuses on. I've sprayed all of those on around my wife, and I usually don't get much of a response every single time. Every single time I spray this on, what are you wearing? And you know when your wife, girlfriend, person that's around you says, what are you wearing? They're not asking you because it smells like shit. I mean, unless they go, what are you wearing? But if they say, what are you wearing? They're asking you because it smells great. And I can tell you this one, I get that all the time. What are you wearing? 2 days ago, what are you wearing? About a week ago, when I got out of the shower, what are you wearing? First Instinct Together, baby. It's way to go, and you can get it at Marshall's for like $12. I mean, so it's a killer deal. Freaking killer deal, man. I need some of that Canada Dry. My throat's hurting. Going into the next one. This is my third video, so my throat's kind of dry. Anyway, going to the next one. This is my favorite from this line. It's the easiest to wear, and I did a Sephora, if you've ever seen the Sephora packs, where they give you 15 decants and a gift certificate, and you get to pick your favorite decant. Well, we decided to turn it into a tournament where me, my wife, and my daughter, my daughter put them in 2x2s where they would face each other, and then we would blind sniff them until we found a winner. And of all of there was Tom Ford's in there was replicas in there was Carolina Herrera's, there was Acqua di Gio's, there was Dior's. Out of all of them, the blind sniff, it was 3 out of 3. All 3 of us chose this one to make it to the finals, and it went against Invictus Victory, and it was Valentino, born in Roma. And this one won the whole thing. And surprisingly, Invictus Victory beat out Ombre Leather in the second to last round, and this one beat out Acqua di Gio Profumo. It beat out Profumo. I was shocked by that, but we were all pretty sure what Profumo was, because we all know the smell of Acqua di Gio. So I think that was the reason why this won. But with that said, Valentino, born in Roma, the Eau de Toilette. It has a salty mineralic feeling to it, but then it also has a bit of this bubblegum sweetness. And you throw those two together, it has a nice mineralic, salty, masculine vibe to the fragrance, while being a really nice night out scent. This is one of the better fragrances in my collection as far as designers go. It's one of the more unique designers that are out there. I don't know many other designers that smell even close to this. There's nothing really out there that smells close to this now that I think about it. It's one of the most unique, and if you actually think about it, like Coral Fantasy, nothing smells like that. Yellow Dream, maybe something smells like a pineapple creamsicle, not 100% sure. The only one in the line that really has something that you can compare it to would be the Intense, because the Intense kind of goes down more of that bubblegum route, but that's still a really good fragrance. This one, though, I think is the much more wearable. It's for like pretty much any age from like 15 to 55. Again, salty mineralic, but also has a bubblegum sweetness to it. Really, really nice. Lasts about 6 hours. Great for nights out, but you can wear it pretty much any time, any year. It's a signature fragrance, 100%. And it's one of those, what are you wearing? Well, that's the one. This is the best-selling Parfums de Marly. And I'm telling you, there's a reason why the things that it's compared to in the designer community were so popular at one point in time. Well, those two, Fierce and Mont Blanc Legend, can live in infamy for being the teenager fragrances from 2 different generations. The Fierce was whenever I was in like high school. That was like becoming the big thing. And then that was the mall scent. Like everybody knew that as the mall scent. Then you had Mont Blanc Legend, which was kind of the 2010s. And that was when it was becoming popular. Well, once you start to get into college and you start to grow up and you still want that same DNA, here's a more modernized, grown-up version of the DNA, Parfums de Marly Percival. There's a reason why this fragrance in this style of DNA is so popular. It's a citrus salad. It has an aromatic tone. It has that ambroxan. It's blue. It is citrus. It is great. And there's a reason why it was always so popular. And it's because it smells amazing, and it's super mass appealing to the people that men are trying to attract with the fragrances, and that is women. And so Parfums de Marly Percival, if you did not have this or Fierce or Legend on your list of 10, then you need to rethink your strategy, because I'm telling you, without this style of DNA, a lot of fragrances wouldn't even exist today. And Parfums de Marly Percival definitely does that. Again, blue, citrus, aromatic, a little bit of spices, that ambroxan. It's just a fantastic fragrance that you can't go wrong with. And again, if you just want a higher quality, more modernized version of Fierce Mont Blanc Legend, then go with that. You can find it on a nice deal, usually $130 or so for the small on Joma Shop on their sales, or on Venba right now. I know the 2.5 ounce is going for $149, but it's usually like $300, so that's a great deal. Anyway, so going into the last 2, I have them all mixed up on my table right now, so I think I have 2 left. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay, 2 more. So I saved the most popular ones in my collection compared to all the rest of them as far as my wife's concerned. And the most complimented fragrances on my table right now are these. And this one I haven't worn in a while. I will say that because honestly, the more I grow up, the more higher in age I get, I should say, the less I want to wear it because it's a little bit too sickeningly sweet. It is Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male, but there's no denying the fact that this has a stable following of women, especially when you wear it and you're walking down the street and you go to a club, or you are even wearing it, like you shouldn't wear it to work, but let's just say you're one of those people that doesn't care. You wear that to work, you're going to have people like, he smells good, man. Yeah, he does. Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. It is that sweet. It is pear. It's lavender. And then you just mix that together with the tonka. It's sweet. It's a slight bit woody, but the pear in that is juicy. It is loud. It is basically everything that a college guy wants to have, which I am no longer. But honestly, when the time calls for it and I'm feeling a bit saucy, I'm going out, I'm putting on this Naked Lady bottle, even though it's a guy. My wife calls it the Naked Lady bottle. I spray it on, and I always get the, let's say it together, guys, what are you wearing? And it's Ultra Male. It lasts 8 hours. It's loud. It projects greatly. And it's sweet. It's fruity. It has a bit of that tonka vanillic feeling in the dry down. A bit of spice, lavender. It's a modernized Le Male if you made it fruity and for the night out. That's Ultra Male. And there's a reason why Jeremy Fragrance decided to make 2 of his 3 fragrances smell just like that. Unisex and Date smelled like different versions of Ultra Male. It's because it's really, really nice. And there's a reason why Offnon's 9 p.m. is so popular in the cologne world, because it smells like that, but fresher. Anyway, going to the last one. There is no debating in my collection, for me personally, what the most popular, most complimented fragrance in my entire collection by women is. And this is every woman that is around me anytime. My sister, my mom, my wife, my daughter, everybody who is freaking in the room at that time. Like, I'm telling you, any single person from the age of 1 to the age of 100 who is around me when I'm wearing this, I get a compliment. You can tell me that I'm wrong. You will never convince me otherwise. It is YSL Y Les Parfums. I mean, it's a big 3 fragrance. It is the best of all. You can debate me all you want with it, but for me, it is the best blue fragrance in the existence. It's the best blue fragrance in existence. YSL Y Les Parfums, second to Bleu de Chanel Parfum. There is no other fragrances out there. I do have the new Zaharoff on the way, so maybe that blue can knock it off. I don't know. I doubt it. But right now, this is the most mass appealing. This is the best for the night out. It has a great performance. It's a great projection, great longevity, 6-foot sillage. Really, really nice, beautiful bottle, jet black. Even the elixir that came out after it, couldn't beat it. The fragrances that came out before it, couldn't beat it. I mean, it's the best fragrance out there. Takes that YSL Y DNA, it darkens it and thickens it just a bit. It adds in that tonka and amberwood to make it a bit sweeter. It's just a night out version of the line, even though you can wear it any time of day. It is a signature, amazing 10+ hour scent. YSL Y Les Parfums. If you just want a compliment, wear that, and I'm telling you, you'll win. You're a winner when you wear that stuff. Let me know if you think differently, then that's your taste, and that's the people around you's taste. Again, the tastes are all based on the people that you are around. So, I mean, your wife might like floral fragrances while my wife hates them. So, I mean, it all depends on who you're around. I get that, but I don't know. There's no debating that this one's liked by most. This is my baby. If honestly, I'm gonna do a video like 10 fragrances. If I had to keep only 10 fragrances, this is in that list, and it's probably at number 1 or 2, one of the other. I know it might be at 2, but you guys will figure that out. What's at number 1? But yeah, thank you guys so much. Let me know some of your favorites in the most complimented ones for you in the comments below. And again, I'll be back with another one. Peace out.